Hey up everyone, and welcome back to another video. And in this one I'm going to be talking about posting and critiquing artwork on internet. I've seen a few glitches recently with regards to people not showing very good etiquette and what have you, and making mistakes when it comes to critiquing artwork, and even people when they're posting artwork as well can make mistakes. So I just thought I'd talk a little bit about it. Meanwhile, I'll just be doing this painting of Diesel in QuickTime. I did do a tutorial on this featuring the short hair on his forehead, and I'll link to that so that you can go and have a look at that tutorial if you're interested in how I paint the short fur in that area. And also, as usual, I've listed all the supplies in the description below so you can have a look at everything that I was using for this painting as well. So back to topic, the issue that I often see is when people posting artwork on internet, such as Facebook groups and places like that, you get a few problems sometimes arise with the way that people can react to the artwork, and then the way that the person that posted the artwork can react in response to them. So things can go a little bit pear-shaped when people get things wrong. And I think there's just a few little things that you can stick to in order to avoid problems when it comes to this area. First and biggest rule is if you've got no nice to say, just scroll on by. You don't need to engage with everything, and even whether somebody asks for critique or not. But that's the first point I want to make. When somebody posts artwork on internet, don't ever critique the artwork unless it's being specifically asked for. So if there's no request for critique, just don't critique it. Even if you see a million things wrong with it, you don't have to say anything. You can just scroll on by, or you might want to say something and just mention something that you do like about it, and just mention that, and then scroll and then go on with your day. But if not, just scroll on by, just leave it. Don't critique any work where the person's not asked for a critique. If a person's asked about something specific, like advice about a specific part of an artwork, then if you give them advice, try and stick to the area that they've asked about, and not just start making comments about all other aspects of this artwork as well. Just stick to that one area that the person's actually asked about. If they just want a general overall advice on how they can improve a piece, then this is the rules that I personally stick to, which I think would work best for most people. The first of them is to basically, even if there's like 20 things that you can see wrong, only list one or maybe two, especially with a beginner. You want to choose one that you would think would have the biggest impact on being able to improve that work if they rectified it, so to speak. So you can talk about that one thing and you can advise them how to improve it. Now, you don't want to try and make this person perfect in one fell swoop. The idea is that you improve gradually. That's what happens with us all. And this one thing to bring about an improvement would probably make that person quite happy. They're just happy to get any improvement at all. So just mostly stick to that one thing. If you add a second thing, just make it something nice and simple and easy to be able to alter, something that they don't really have to put too much work into. Everything else, just forget about it for now. It don't matter. The only thing you need to do is just help that person improve. If you start listing all these different things, you've got the danger of, firstly, you just make that person feel like the work's just being ripped apart, because there's all these different things that you're telling them is wrong with it. It's just overwhelming. And secondly, it's just going to be brain fry for that person. When you've got a beginner, it's like trying to teach them all these different things in one go. It's just going to be too much. It's just too much to process. It's like taking a mouthful of food and then try to take another mouthful before you've chewed it and swallowed it, and then another mouthful and another mouthful, and before long you're just not going to be able to handle what you've got in your mouth. And it's same with this. So just stick to that one thing, and then the person can have a chance to get to grips with that one thing that you've talked about, improve the work. They'll just be happy that it looks better than it did before, and then the other stuff can come later. So yeah, whenever I see somebody like listing about 15 different things in one comment, I think just don't. Stick to one thing and maybe add another thing if you can see something that'd be nice and simple to correct, because that'll just keep it nice and manageable for that person, and they really can just focus on that one element. And lastly but no least important, if you come across any artwork that you don't like for whatever reason, don't laugh at anybody's artwork. Like using a laughing reaction on Facebook or making nasty comments, any of that kind of thing, it's just not necessary at all. And it says a lot more about you than it does about the person who you're directing it towards. I mean, the person might be an attention seeking type and you might not approve of the way that they are being, but you can just scroll past. You don't need to engage and start being horrible and nasty. And what I tend to find is that the people most likely to do this kind of thing are people that they've never posted anything themselves. And if they have, then their skills are often beginner level as well, so they're not really in a position to be laughing at somebody else's artwork. And even if you find that person annoying, it's still not a good idea, because there might be other beginners in group or whatever that are looking at how somebody else's work has been reacted to, and it might make them worried about posting anything for themselves because they're worried that they'll get the same reaction as this person. So it's just not nice to do it. I mean, we all have to deal with enough in our lives. Life throws plenty of negative things at you anyway. We don't need to be making things even worse just for the sake of it, by being just horrible on internet just because we're behind a screen and we feel safe from any kind of repercussion. And think about how you'd feel if you did post something yours and loads of people were laughing at it and making nasty comments about it. You'd probably not like it very much. So it's just a decent rule to treat other people how you'd want to be treated yourself. I don't think it's asking a lot. And last off, before the video actually finishes, just a bit of advice for people posting artwork. So the first one I'd say is that if you don't want any critique on a work, it might be worth just saying that you're not interested in any critique, you just want to show and tell or whatever. And then if you do want some critique, it might be, if you don't want people to just rip it to pieces, basically, just mention a specific part at work that you'd like to improve and just ask people how they think you could improve that specific area. And it does tend to keep people on topic of that specific thing then, so that's another little tip for people that's posting artwork. And also lastly, just try to disregard the nasty people, because like I said, they've probably not got any more skills than what you've got. You tend to find the people with more advanced skills have a better understanding of where them advanced skills came from. So we tend to understand that the beginner skills and the beginner level is where our advanced skills came from. That's how we learned to become advanced, so we have more of a respect for it. So we're not going to blast somebody for being a beginner, because we're all beginners ourselves. So it's far less likely you'll see an advanced person being horrible to a beginner. But anyway, I hope this video has been helpful to anybody who wants to post or critique art on internet, and helps to keep you out of any trouble and arguments with other people in Facebook groups and forums, etc. And I'll leave you with a funny little video of my dogs, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Bloody nuts.
Target. No.
Miss Fly, what are you doing? Get off his line! She's a little Don't you chew through it, or I'll...
Okay, well, I'll lose me collar. Half me.